So I'm gonna start airbrushing this bad boy. Life hack with the airbrush: when you use bright orange paint, go ahead and drop your airbrush behind your desk and let that orange paint dry up inside. It really helps to make things go smoothly in the future. So I just decanted a little spray paint. First coat on that. Now I'm gonna do my little ailerons. Nothing crazy. We're just spray painting. We just want real thin coats so that I can sand it with wet dry paper later and expose the silver underneath. So now that that's yellow, what we're gonna do is decant a little bit more yellow and just put a touch of white in it and give it a top coat so it looks like it's got a sun-baked top coat. And then when we sand it, it'll show the darker colors underneath. Give it kind of a two-layer yellow effect that'll make it look like it's really been sun bleached. So the variation's in the whited down yellow. So this is unfinished, unwhited on this side, and whited. Are so subtle that it's imperceptible, basically. So I'm either gonna leave it or I might just do a dusting of pure white on top. I think I'll just leave it as is. Good enough. So then I just took me some wet dry sandpaper, got it wet, and sanded away the paint. Makes it a more natural way to weather, I think. It looks like it really got blown off by the sand. And it's pretty easy to do that way. Anyways, airbrushing some gold around here, and then we're gonna do some purple and then blue, and it'll give it that heat bluing effect look. Leaving the tip silver. We might hit a little black. With a stripe of silver behind the gold, and then we'll do blue at the base. And I'm not an airbrush expert, it's just a line. Anyone can do that. Get a cheap airbrush, it'll work. I got a little bit heavy-handed with the blue, but that's okay because we're just going to put a little silver in the airbrush and tone it down a little bit around that furthest edge. Alright, so that's how we look. Like I said, I'm not an airbrush expert, as you can tell, but that looks really cool. That totally looks like a blued out jet engine. After a black wash, that's gonna look super slick. So I'm not a toy photographer, so I apologize, but here we are. The Cobb Vanth Speeder Sans Cobb Vanth. I don't know if the little bike part there was supposed to be green. It looked like it had some green paint on the show. There's not a whole lot of shots of that part, but I thought I gave it a good contrast, so I made it green. Now, I'm thinking of building a little Moss Pelgo diorama that comes off of this. You can bolt on there, make the inn. And what do those two have in common? They're both speeders made out of pod racers, in case you didn't know. So when I get Cobb Vanth, I'm going to get my daughter, who's a better photographer, to do some glamour shots for me. Thanks, sir.